It's your girl Kia, filling in for Miss Keisha Boy. I am sitting in the big girl's chair this morning, and I am so excited. And I will be joining the wonderful, the fabulous, the handsome Cafe con Leche, Jorge. Good morning, Jorge.
Hey, good morning. You don't skip a beat, do you?
I try. I have to stay on my game being in Keisha's seat.
You know what I love? It's like the hair game on the show is like out of control right now.
I know. Like I just redid mine. They're all fresh and wonderful. And no people, I am following pandemic rules. I did not go to a salon. I did this all by myself.
Right? Same here. I haven't done anything at all by myself.
I like you with long hair. It's gorgeous.
It's craziness. We'll see what happens. I keep saying that when I get a vaccine, I'll get a haircut, but we'll see how long this is going to last. I might just take the clippers and be like, nah.
Okay, we'll have to talk about that. I'm not sure how I feel about you being bald, but we'll have that conversation. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really nice. It's so funny because I joke about usually Thanksgiving is a lot of people, is a big old like Puerto Rican parade. And this time around, it was like, right? Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, and go to different people's, just the whole thing. And then usually we're on vacation this time of year too. It's kind of like Thanksgiving, boom, jump into holiday mode. So basically with tour of the kitchen, the garage, living room, and then back to the kitchen. And it was just me, my husband, and Logan. So, girl, it was like really nice.
Okay, that's what I want to say really quick.
It was really, I know it's love everybody, but I was like, this is cute.
It was me and my husband's first calm Thanksgiving in 6 years. We were like, this was kind of nice. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, Thanksgiving was only us, his mother, and his grandfather. And that was it. And it was completely fine. So I don't know. Maybe next year we'll just keep it a small Thanksgiving. What do you think?
I really liked it. I'm like, And there wasn't like a whole bunch of just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I totally went in on like the yard holiday decorations. Like totally. I was like, oh yeah. You
are one step ahead of us here. But we have so much to talk about this morning, so many topics we are going to get into. And I cannot wait to have our Mocha and Marbles on the show for Piping Hot. But first, there's coffee.
Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
Welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, and now it's time for our steamers. Jorge, what do you have in steamers?
Ooh, do I have steamers for all of you? First of all, the AMAs happened, hosted by Taraji P. Henson. She looked amazing, and her routine. Hello.
Yes. Have you seen her in the body video?
I mean, look, the cookie did not crumble. She did the thing. And what's also really cool is that she just got a fabulous award. So if you go to people.com, you'll see that she was honored with the at the 14th annual Hope Function. She's a community, and this is totally her lane because she's all about mental health. And how in the community of color or in the Black community, it's not like a thing that is, widely talked about. And she's done a lot of great work in bringing awareness, to that. And she just recently broke off her engagement.
Yes. That is huge news because I feel like they were dating for years and years, but maybe only engaged for one, maybe.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but that story was being reported again, you can go to Yahoo News because she did end the engagement, but she's like saying like she's doing much better. So whatever was going on, she's all the way good. Her mental health is in check, and she looks amazing.
Blessings to her.
Yeah. Well, so from the AMAs, that brings us all the way to the Grammys. The nominations came out, and let me tell you, the women were all over it, and the very special lady, Beyonce, has tied with Frank Sinatra for the most Record of the Year nominations in a row.
I mean, are we surprised by this? Are we shocked that the Queen is now bringing home more awards to her wonderful family? I mean, congratulations to Beyonce, but it's not just Beyonce, right, who's also bringing home nominations.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. And what's really awesome is that of all the nominations, the women are totally taking over. There are so many women that are nominated and are outnumbering all the male nominations. So the Grammys are set to air on CBS on January the 31st of the year 2021. And I love saying 2021. I can't wait until I don't have to say 2020 anymore.
I know. Quick question. Are these still going to be virtual or are these going to be in person for the Grammys? How are they doing that? I haven't decided yet.
That's a good question. It didn't say. It just says that they're going to broadcast on that January date. So I don't know. I think a lot of people are doing these very like hybrid type of award ceremonies and performances, and I've been seeing a lot of this on the internet. And I also think it depends on where you are in the world because the lockdown rules are very different. So I'm seeing a lot of artists performing like pay-per-view concerts with like tons of people around them or like in these different, settings. And then some artists are performing live with just themselves. So it'll be very interesting to see, because all of these award shows have been virtual. So I'm thinking that by January, it might be some sort of a hybrid situation where you get a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and this here, and this distant there. Anyways, moving on. Hey, there is some buzz going around Hollywood, even though the Obama biopic is not in the works right now, but your boy Drake,
my boy,
for the role, and Obama has the stamp of approval. Like, this film is not even being like in production at all whatsoever, but there's already buzz about who wants to play Obama, and Drake is like, I got it.
I mean, no offense to Drake, but wouldn't he have to lose a lot of weight to play Obama? Now, I'm not saying he's fat. He's just buff, and he's got a good structure to him. Obama's on the thin side, so he would really have to prepare to play this role.
Yeah, it's all that like Canadian moose meat, right?
Yeah, he's a lot of Canadian moose meat.
Yeah, right. Just saying. So, anyways, now this is really, and I know we have to hurry and finish up with these steamers. Guess what?
What?
Rihanna is rumored to be dating A$AP Rocky. Is that a match or what?
It's a match. I feel like this is a match. I think that they are a good fit for each other. They are both ascending their music, basically. I think it's a great fit. And they've been friends for a long time. And that's usually where the long-lasting relationships start, is when you're friends first. So congratulations. Can't wait to see how
you can go to doublexlmag.com to read that story. Well, I just know that a lot of her fans want an album ASAP. I don't know if they want ASAP. They just want an album ASAP.
Between the clothing line and the makeup, does she really have the time? Does she have the time for it? I don't know.
Well, I think so, because we're used to Rihanna, working. So she can get it done, I think. And speaking of getting it done, okay, Viola Davis, when is she not working. I almost feel like I'm getting the Samuel L. Jackson vibe from her, where she's in every single movie, every like television show, and like she is everywhere. I mean, this woman is amazing, and now she's coming up with a new movie that's actually produced by Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
It's Netflix, December the 18th, and that is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Of course, everyone knows her as the mother of the blues. What do you think about that?
I think it's amazing. This film actually has been done on stage before. It's a big deal. I think it's great. It's also Chadwick Boseman's last film, and they're talking about posthumously giving him an Oscar award, and nobody's even really seen the movie yet. But we know he's a great actor. I can't wait to see it. And how dare you compare Viola to Samuel L. Jackson? Until least if she starts starring in Snakes on a Plane style movies, then we can confirm. We're not there yet. We're not there yet, Jorge.
You know what's really cute too is she's on the cover in Style magazine, and she's about her career, and the interviewer was so like she was just so during the interview. I mean, she don't play no games. She's all about her cause, her mission, like socially during the interview, at work, at play. It wasn't she doesn't take things lightly. But what's really cute is during her photo shoot, she was playing Janet Jackson's "All for You" in the background. She was like trying to get her dance on. And Janet Jackson is so sweet. She totally like, oh my God, like they were just kind of vibing back and forth. So I just thought that was a cute little bit of a thing because yay Janet. And those are your steamers this week, girl.
Awesome. Those are great steamers. And now we have Piping Hot coming up next with all of your favorite Mocha Marvels. Stay tuned.
Yay!
And welcome back to Mocha in the Morning. And now it's time for Piping Hot, where I'm joined by my favorite Mocha Marvels. Please welcome Kenya Woodard.
Good morning, Mocha Marvels. I'm still freezing from the frosty temperatures earlier this week, so hopefully I can.
Girl, can you believe this is Florida? Goodness gracious. And please welcome the wonderful, the smart, the brilliant, and actually super busy Dr. Jen Dobson.
Hi, good morning. Yes, I have been crazy busy. Look, oh my God, I'm a multitask right now on the show, okay?
You are a boss, darling. You are a boss. That is what that is. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into these piping hot topics. So first, the biggest announcement, Joe Biden, we're starting to see his transition process, and he has now introduced an all-female White House communication team. This has never been done before. We're talking about Karine Jean-Pierre. We're talking about Kate, I think, Bedingfield, Simone Sanders, Ashley Etienne. It's all these amazing women who are now going to be in the communications team. Can you please tell us more about this?
Yeah, these women coming into the White House, this is huge. So some of these women have been on board with Biden or Harris even before the campaign got underway. So they go back pretty far, and they come with extremely huge amounts of experience. And some of these names we're already familiar with: Simone Sanders, Ashley Etienne. We were already familiar with some of these ladies, but now they're coming into these positions, and they're going to be even more prominent than they were before. I can't wait to see what they do.
You and me both. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be amazing having these brilliant, smart women run a communications team, and we've never seen anything like this. And like they always say, let the women do the work. So next up is a little less serious and prominent, maybe a little bit more funny. A Dallas restaurant ran into a little bit of an issue where he got caught cursing out customers who were twerking in his restaurant. Apparently, he asked them once or twice to stop twerking. They did on the third time. He kind of lost it a little bit on them and yelled at them in his restaurant. Please tell me what's going on, Jen, because I know we all have difference of opinions about this situation.
Look, so I have a lot of opinions about this. Number one, like from my understanding, at least from what I've been reading and what I've been hearing, is that there's a really long wait to get your food at this restaurant. There's a long wait to even get in, and then once you get in, there's a long wait to get your food. So my opinion is this is what happened. Everybody's waiting for the food, and while you're waiting for your food, what do? You drink. You drink on an empty stomach, and then they start playing twerk music. Now, what do you do when you hear twerk music? You start twerking. So, yes, it was not the time and place for it. No, it's not acceptable behavior. But I think that the combination of waiting for food, drinking alcohol, listening to twerk music really is going to make you just be like, you know what, while I'm here, I might as well have a good time. Now, the fact that the owner mentioned to them 3 separate times that he didn't feel that their behavior was appropriate and they didn't listen was a bigger issue. And I think that he should have said specifically to the groups that were doing it, hey, you have to leave. It should not have been something that was announced to everybody. And I think that it lacked a little bit of class, and I think he's going to pay for that long term. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And according to one of our Marco Mobile viewers, you can't play tribal beats and expect the tribe not to dance. Now, people, I'm all for that. I get it. We hear our twerk music. We're ready to get down. But do we really need to get down in the restaurant? Do we need to be twerking over people's eggs and bacon and mimosas early in the morning? Kenya, what do you think?
So here's my take on the whole issue. The restaurant owner definitely was out of pocket the way that he just came at everybody in the restaurant and talking all kind of crazy. But I can understand his frustration. He had told the women a few times before, please stop dancing on my furniture. Don't do that. This isn't that kind of establishment. And people were still jumping up and doing whatever they please. And, to a lot of people's point, you don't do those kind of things at, white establishments. One of the restaurants I love to go to is Applebee's. I love it. They play all kinds of music, and sometimes it gets a little raunchy, but nobody gets up and starts dancing on the bar. So he had a point.
He had asked him 3 times, but he should not have cursed. Like Jen said, he should not have cursed at the entire restaurant. He should have just politely walked up to those 3 tables and said, hey, here's your check. We will have food brought to your car, but you all leave. I mean, and there's a couple of other weird things about this restaurant. Yes, they have a DJ where they do play a lot of random music. He also has a dress code that looks a lot like a nightclub dress code. So we'll see how this plays out in the long run for this restaurant. All right. So next up on Piping Hot, it's really sad that a lot of our teachers are going through really a lot of hardship right now. Next to the frontline workers in hospitals, it's teachers who are dealing with students because there are a lot of students that are failing right now. There are a lot of students who have parents who are nuts, and a lot of teachers are feeling burnt out. I mean, one lady actually had a parent call her about one of her students' assignments that had to do with the Electoral College, and she's a Trump supporter, and called the teacher to say, hey, this isn't right. There's no election won yet. The election is still being disputed, to the actual teacher, to this child's embarrassment. So I'm just concerned where teachers are going and how right now. Jen, what do you think?
So I couldn't even imagine being a teacher in this particular environment. I mean, I never wanted to be one anyway, but I absolutely would not be able to be one right now. I have friends that are teachers. My sister's a teacher. So I kind of get to hear firsthand, like, all the problems. There was already an astronomical amount of issues with funding for teachers and teachers having to deal with parents. Now the stress of the parents having to try to learn some of this stuff. I mean, I live here with my boyfriend and we have a 16-year-old here, and even though like he's pretty responsible, it's still like, did you do your assignment? Oh, well, it's online. Oh, are you sure? Because you got a 0 for it. Like, oh, well, I turned it, like, there's all this back and forth. But a parent telling a teacher how they should teach, I think, is completely unacceptable. That should never happen. Unless the teacher is truly teaching something that is completely inaccurate to history or to what's really going on. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what really happens, long term. But I think if they don't start to put more funding into teachers, they're just not going to be able to do anything.
Absolutely. And we cannot have another group of people who are unemployed. Teachers are are doing the best they can. And honestly, kids need to be kids. And that's the whole importance of them going back to school. I'm glad we're getting a vaccine so kids can go back to school and actually get back into the vibe of what they need to do. But the other issue that we ran into was school board members, where one school board member was so frustrated, she actually started cursing on the Zoom and guzzled a bottle of wine and then gave the middle finger to the school board members that were on the Zoom screen. It's not funny, but we all know where she's coming from.
Well, it is funny. It is absolutely funny. But ultimately I think the frustration is there, right? So teachers don't make a lot of money. We know that.
Wow.
That's always been a problem as it is. And now on top of them having to buy supplies and having to help make sure that these kids have laptops for home. And Florida was great to make sure that they had internet, but other states did not. So all of those struggles, and then on top of it, still having to deal with disgruntled board members, disgruntled parents who were like, I don't want to teach. Like, it's just way too much. And if all the teachers decide, like, we're not going to do this, we're in serious trouble. Like, our kids need to be educated. I mean, it's bad enough that our education system is so horrible in the States. So I don't know what we're going to do.
And I'm with you. I was not cut out to be a teacher. I did not go to school to be a teacher. I don't have the patience to be a teacher. I look at my son's homework and it's at the second grade level. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't have time for this today. Makes me feel like a bad parent, but hey, it's a really hard road for a lot of us parents out there. Speaking of someone who needs a teacher, our transitions are really weird right now, people. I am so sorry. The Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight actually happened this weekend. I did not watch this fight. I actually watched the pre-fight that was Nate Robinson and Jake Paul, where Nate Robinson got knocked out and Snoop Dogg decided to sing a Negro spiritual when the boy got knocked out. It was so sad. But yeah, apparently the fight was very popular. It drew a really good crowd on pay-per-view, and it was a draw.
So Snoop Dogg, I mean, he's hilarious. And the fact that he was doing the commentating for the fight just kind of, adds to, that side of him that I actually do like. He's hilarious. Remember when he was doing the wildlife videos, he was adding the commentation to those videos. It was hilarious. So for him to, do a play-by-play on this fight, extremely funny.
The thing that I loved the most, I think, was pretty much like how they started, how the internet, the internet is just priceless, right? So I love the Nate Robinson images of him still being knocked out, waking up the next day, like, what happened? Who won the fight? So I thought that was hilarious. I mean, I didn't watch it. I generally don't watch TV very often. So I know that Nate Robinson supposedly won the fights, but at the end of the day, it was still hilarious to see those images.
Yeah, he didn't win. He was supposed to win. People thought, this athletic black guy is going to knock this white YouTuber out.
No, he was supposed to win. Oh, well, that's
not what happened. He got knocked cold Friday after next out. Like, for real, laid out, flat, planking on the floor, kind of knocked out. But I mean, I hope that they do more of these exhibition fights of old school fighters like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. because they do draw a crowd. I mean, maybe we'll actually get Floyd Mayweather back in the ring. Maybe he'll fight Conor McGregor. Those are the only two fighters I know. That's all I got. So maybe next time. Oh my gosh, people, they just won't let us be great today. This internet is trash out here. But thank you so much to Dr. Jen and Kenya for coming in, for piping hot and talking about all of our great subjects. We will be right back.
Mocha in the Morning's Hot Topics has been brought to you peppers, honey hot and sweet peppers. Which will you choose? Why not both?
We would like to welcome one of our new partners to the show, Patty's Peppers, Hungarian hot and sweet peppers.
And they come in zesty garlic and sweet heat. And just because you are a Mocha Marvel, you can get them for 50% off. Just use the promo code MOCHA.
That's right. Welcome.
So Keisha, which ones are you gonna get?
I'll take the sweet.
Well, why get one when you can get both?
That's right. Promotional consideration is brought to you by the Klingman Group.
Good morning, Mocha Marvels. Don't go anywhere because we have our Mocha Minute coming up next.
Brought to you by Black in Florida, keeping you connected to everything Black in Florida. Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by Black in Florida, your online connection to everything that's Black in Florida. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now stay tuned for the Mocha Moment. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. It was an amazing show.
Thank you so much for being here and the grown woman chair.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Please make sure you like and subscribe to Mocha in the Morning. Find us on all social media platforms, and we will see you next week.
See you next time. Slay the rest of your day.
And stay warm. It's getting a little nippy.
Oh my good girl, I'm not enough for this. No.
I didn't either. We live in Florida, and we're like, it's cold. It's crazy.
Like, I'll take hurricane season any day over this. Woman.
I'll take hurricane season. I mean, bye, everybody.